G'day everyone, Justin Field here. I'm down on the Maruya River. I'm here with Bill Barker. He's with the Nature Coast Marine Group, and we're talking about the marine park. Bill, we're here next to the water. It's part of the Batemans Marine Park, one of 6 marine parks that we've got across New South Wales. You've been living in and around our marine environment for a long time. You're engaged in the ocean. What's your experience of the marine park been?
Well, I've been involved with the marine park for 20 years, or diving down here for 20 years, and with the marine park for about 10. We've gone out of this river many times to do our dive surveys. I think here there's a tremendous variety of places you can dive, and a wonderful variety of marine life that you can see. Over the 10 years of the marine park, there have been some areas where things have improved, particularly in sanctuary zones. But overall, I think we had hoped that we would see greater improvement, and I think that's still something for the future.
Well, the government's about to go through a review of sorts of our marine parks right across the state, and they're starting here at Batemans. What would your message to government, to the public who might be watching this discussion and debate over the next few months, about how we can make sure we get better outcomes for the marine environment?
Well, there definitely needs to be more resources. One of the concerns that I've got is that the marine park would have been a lot better if there'd been more resources, more people on the ground, more research, more education, more community involvement, and that just hasn't happened. In fact, we've seen things going in the opposite direction. So I'd like to see the local community much more involved in the way that the marine park is developed. I'd like to see greater leadership from government and more resources in order to bring benefits to everybody, to the general public, to the creatures who live in the area, to recreational and commercial fishers and everybody. Because if it's just neglected, it could end up just being a park on paper, but not really on the ground, in the water.
One of the big public discussions has been around the role of marine sanctuaries, areas that we put aside for biodiversity and the natural environment, and where we keep extractive industries like fishing from. What's your experience of the sanctuaries been, and what would your message to government be when they're considering the future of the marine park and of our sanctuaries?
Well, the sanctuaries vary here. Some of them are large, but some of them are very small. A lot of the large ones were placed off areas where there are national parks on land, and you end up with a sort of a contiguous area which I think had a lot of prospect. Unfortunately, the government's chosen to weaken the protections in those sanctuaries by allowing fishing from the shore. That's been a big disappointment. Another area is the quality of compliance. Many times when I've been out on dive boats, we've seen people fishing in sanctuary zones, and this is all very disappointing. In order for the sanctuaries to work, you've really got to have a situation where everybody is doing the right thing, and unfortunately that doesn't always happen. I think there needs to be more protection of the sanctuary zones so that they can do their job more effectively and produce greater biodiversity and greater productivity.
Well, thanks Bill, I really appreciate your time, and he's hoping the government takes on board your feedback about compliance and resourcing, but particularly getting the community more involved in supporting this park. It's really important for the future.
Well, we're definitely hoping that that'll happen during the course of this year, Justin, so thank you very much.
Thanks Bill.